So it's President's Day, and you've heard me say that. You've heard me say that America is a Judeo-Christian country, right? And it really was when I was growing up. It was that way in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men. Amazing. And in those good old days, it was nothing like it is today. It didn't look like it does today. People were much friendlier and of love, more so than today. The values of America was that of Judeo-Christian, Christian, and as a result, we were the light of the world. But now, and the people are talking about the country or city that's sat on a hill, a mountain, and everybody can see the light, and everybody wanted to be here. That's gone now. People still want to come here in order to destroy it, take advantage of it, and destroy it. They're not coming here to make it better. That's for sure. But at one time, we really was a Judeo-Christian country. And so my friend Dennis Prager has some of those values. He has some of those values. What do I mean when I say Judeo-Christian values? This is from Dennis Prager, American Greatness. And from Dennis Prager, he writes, here are some of those values from American Greatness. There is one God. Remember that? Remember when this country and everybody therein knew that there was only one God. And it's true today, but you just don't know it. It is still true, but you don't know it, that there is one God. Then it goes on to say, God, not man, not government, is the source of our rights. God, not man, not government, is the source of our rights. God, good and evil are the same for all people. Good and evil are the same for all people. The human being is created in the image of God. The human being is created in the image of God. The world is based on a divine order. Amazing. Isn't this like amazing, refreshing information, reminder? And a lot of you millennials and disease don't know America in this way. You don't know it. So it doesn't feel or seem to be a loss to you because you don't remember America being this way. The human being is created in the image of God. The world is based on a divine order. The world is based on a divine order. Isn't that deep? Man is not good, and we must not follow our hearts. That's deep. Believe me, that's so deep. If you see that, you can walk away free today. Human beings are wicked, evil to the core. Their hearts are wicked, and salvation is of the heart. And when you see that you're an angry person, you're seeing that your heart is angry and that you cannot be trusted as an angry person because you're evil. And then you go and forgive, and you will be free because your heart, God will change your heart from anger to love. Anger is hatred. Hatred is the nature of evil. And you can't help but serve evil when you're angry. he says that man is not good and we must not follow our hearts. You know how people tell you, follow your heart. Follow your heart. They really tell you, stay in hell. Honor your father and mother and love your neighbor as yourself. Remember those good old days? What the? Honor your father and mother and love your neighbor as yourself. That's deep. And when you go and forgive your mother and forgive your father, return to your father, that's what it means to honor them. It's to not hate them, not be angry at them. It doesn't mean you got to take care of them. It doesn't mean you got to visit every holiday and all that. Because once you forgive, you will be in control of your life, and then you'll see you do what you want to do and not being controlled by anger. So honor your father and mother just simply means don't resent them. They did the best they could. Forgive them. And love your neighbor as yourself. Remember, I've told you over and over again that prior to that civil rights movement, which was one of the worst things that ever happened to the blacks other than abortion, that black people knew and white people knew it wasn't about race. It was about loving your neighbor as yourself. It was about good and evil. And that has been thrown out of the window now, and the children of evil is all about the race because that distracts you from reality. But you got to love your neighbor as yourself. If you don't love your neighbors, you don't love yourself. If you don't love all, you love none. Not even yourself, your children, your family, anyone. You love nobody. If you don't love all, you love none. Love your neighbor as yourself. And the last one he writes here is the ultimate embodiment of Judeo-Christian values has been the United States of America. 100% true. 100% true. That's from Dennis Prager. American Greatness. A quick reminder on President's Day what America was all about. And those values is almost gone except for one or two people, who is truly living a life of perfect love because they have had a change of heart from anger, which is hatred, to love, which is of God. Isn't that amazing? And only God can change the heart. You cannot change the heart. And those values are gone now. America is no longer a Judeo-Christian country, a Judeo-Christian values is no longer that. Look around you, look at your life, look at your family, look at your husband, wife, your children, your friends, your co-workers. It's all hate now. It's all anger. We're not that anymore. America is in decline. And it's happening so fast, it makes you dizzy. It's happening it's like Satan is using his children 24 hours a day, every minute of the day, to destroy the values of this country. He's putting all the wrong people in the right places to make sure that it happens. Isn't that amazing? It's like the ship is going down, and you see the hole that's in the bottom of the ship where the water's coming up through, but it's happening so fast, you can't repair it. You try to stop it. People crowd around, try to put some type of stopper over the hole, but it's not working. America is in decline. And I want to give you one example of that. I remember I've told you about Gary, Indiana. When I first moved to Gary, Indiana, it was beautiful. It was controlled by white people. It was beautiful. Jobs everywhere, little or no crime, businesses everywhere, clean streets, nice schools. It was an amazing place to live. It really was. You can go jogging down the street and not worry about some black person attacking you. Well, they decided for whatever reason to elect a black man for mayor of Gary, Indiana. Election was on a Tuesday, and the very next day, Wednesday, Gary, Indiana started its decline into hell. And that was back in 66, 67, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact year, but somewhere around there. It started its decline, and it is darker than hell itself now. Because once they elected the black mayor of the city, black people went insane, attacking the whites, fighting in the buses, crime went through the roof, and the white people packed up and left, and I don't blame them. And it's just been no return, because when white people leave, the people of color don't know how to make it better. It's not in them. They only make it worse. But I want to show you America. I read you that beautiful piece from Dennis Prager, American Greatness. What do I mean when I say Judeo-Christian values? He laid it out clearly, perfectly, to be honest. And I want to show you now that those values are gone. America is in decline. I want to show you, this is from, I don't know where this particular soundbite came from. It doesn't say.
From CBS.
Huh?
I think from CBS.
Huh?
From CBS.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from CBS, I'm told. I want to show you America in decline and what Gary, Indiana looked like today. Take a look. And this is a quiet B-roll, so it doesn't have a sound to it. But it looked like, I remember all those big buildings there used to be beautiful, busy, very nice town.
There's no windows on all these.
No windows, burnt out. All the windows are broken out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is what Gary and Michael Jackson town. And Michael Jackson used to live right around that area too, not far from there. Burnt out homes, empty houses everywhere. Beautiful buildings now look like junkyards. Isn't that amazing? Overnight, they turned Gary, Indiana into a ghetto. And instead of trying to repair it, a lot of the blacks have moved out, like the white people moved out into the suburbs when that started to happen, right? And so the black people destroyed it. They literally destroyed it. And then instead of making it better, they moved out to the suburbs where the white people live. They ran behind the whites because they were incapable in building and keeping Gary, Indiana going. What a mess, right?